It's a good start.
It's a great start.
Yeah, it's the first win
But you...
that we can claim to be completely original, which excites me, which puts me in the zone of winning. I'm by winning. I win here and I win there. Now what? Let's just do it. Let's meet this thing head on. And you were in it to win it. Talk about an education. And then like this, and then that's the guy, and he's our dad, and we can get all the answers and the truth. Wow, winning. It's how you perceive it. Just retired because I'm done. I'm not very good at it, and they keep winning and building bigger houses than mine. Defeating the naysayers. You're either winning or you're losing. There's nothing in between.
How do you plan on winning that war?
With zeal and focus and violent hatred. You finally just go, yeah, good luck. You're gonna need it. I'm gonna be over here, like winning. Come Wednesday morning, they're gonna rename it Charlie Brothers and not Warner Brothers. Duh, winning.
Winning in what sense?
Just winning, just being happy.
Because some would say
winning.
that you're defeated now.
They can say that, but what kind of car are they driving? What kind of girls are in their home? I said girls. Yeah. I'm gonna live my life the way I want. I'm gonna win inside of every moment, and they can just find the most comfortable chair in their small house and sit back and enjoy the show. You make a choice to win, and you win. And just you know that. Like I have to call you. You're here all the time. It's awesome. I'm sorry. Winning. You starting to get the concept now? Oops. Winning. It's oftentimes says unknown, but occasionally, a giant marquee name comes through on your caller ID, and it's like winning, 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 winning,
winning, winning, winning. That would be the great Charlie Sheen. And welcome to the Halos in the Infield postgame show. That was Charlie Sheen saying winning as he gets another victory, as we get a victory finally. And it's nothing to really celebrate too much because I'm not going to be all up in arms and everything because, again, you had 8 games to defeat 2 in-division opponents and make up some serious ground in the wild card. Instead, you shit the bed and you go 2-6, and then we're supposed to just shoot off fireworks that we have left over from July 4th for the victory over the Twins. Look, I'm going to say it. Obviously I enjoy the wins, but, when they're few and far between, it's kind of hard to get hyped up, and especially the opponent that we're playing is not exactly the 1950s version of the Twins or the 1950s version of the Yankees, I'm sorry. There's no freaking Roger Maris on that club or anything else like that. The Twins are who we thought they were, although tonight, if you want to take the positives out of it or take the positives out of this game, Adam Eaton, what the hell, man, right field making 2 game-saving plays that obviously if he lets get by or he throws a poor throw into second base, it's a leadoff double for the Twins, and he gunned out the runner who got too aggressive, and then he also holds the next runner because of the previous play to a single, and then the next play was a double play. So more than likely, if Eaton doesn't make those 2 plays, the game is totally different. Myers winds up blowing the lead and getting a blown hold in that game. So instead, he holds it, and Iglesias just is Iglesias. Isn't he fun to watch? I mean, that's the other thing you could take out of this game is Iglesias getting the save and just looking dominant and looking like a guy who is going to be gone soon. You know what I mean? He might be gone in less than 2 weeks if the Angels don't get any more ground, which is sad. I don't want to see him go. I would love for him to re-up here in Anaheim, but it's looking less likely as we move forward. I would guess he would be the first chip to go even. So we'll have to see what happens with that. Spoiler alert, if you're just tuning in for the podcast, Jeff Fletcher from the OC Register, the head Angels beat writer, we interviewed him today, me and Fernando, and we got some good nuggets out of him and some really good commentary. So we're going to have that launched probably tomorrow or the day after. So be on the lookout for that. That's a good interview talking about the upcoming trades and what the status of the team is so far. So with that being said, too, I'm going to get into all the comments and everything else like that going on. Welcome into the show again. Check out the merch on redbubble.com if you can. Type in Halos in the Infield. There you go. The other thing about this game is Andrew Heaney actually pitched good. And I'm not going to sit there and say, I'm not going to give him any praise. Because to me, he doesn't deserve it. Maybe for this game, yes. And you could be like, man, you're too hard on him. But look at how many starts he's effed up prior to this game. So I'm not going to look over there and be like, hey, you know what? This guy deserves our blah, blah, blah. No, he doesn't deserve our respect. Give us 4 or 5 more of these in a row. And then maybe again we'll start believing in you. But you've dicked with us too much this year, Heaney, to where I just don't give a damn what you do. If you do get through the inning, then kudos to you. You give us a good quality start. But as far as me going out there wanting a Heaney jersey or putting faith in you or backing you up when the Dodger fan says Heaney's a piece of trash, I'm going to agree with a Dodger fan right now and say, hey, yeah, he's a piece of trash. He never lived up to his potential, and likely he's going to do one of two things: continue to flounder in this league till he's booted out of the league 3 years from now, or he's going to join another team and magically find his career. So that's what's going to happen with Heaney, and he's going to piss you off either way. But I'm ready to move on. I just heard today that Chris Rodriguez was brought up to AAA. They're stretching him out to be a starter. I just heard, too, obviously, about our boy Detmers, the 2020 first-round pick. He's in AAA already. They're both knocking on the door. I would love for Heaney to be booted out of the rotation and one of those two guys take his spot. I don't know about you, but I'm tired of seeing the Heen dog. I want to see new blood. I want to see pitchers who actually give a shit about what they do on a daily basis. So with that being said, I have an announcement too about I think we're gonna re-up on a new game of bingo, and I'll do the announcement so that you guys can get brand new cards. If you guys want to play, all you have to do is DM me. I'll release the video and whatnot, and for your chance to win a free jersey. So there you go. And Ace is not qualified to play because she keeps winning everything. She has got the luck of the Irish. Let's see. All right, let's check in with some of these comments. First off, on Facebook, James says, love old Twins logo. It is pretty cool. Heaney might have pitched his way to a contender. Hopefully he does get traded. I would not mind him getting traded at all. Why does the header title say Halos in the Infield Facebook page says yet another uninspired loss in Oakland? I don't know why it says that. I'm sorry, what do you call it, Rally Chris? I thought I'd change that over. An old school pitching and defense win tonight, says Ace. Grillmaster says, let's go. Grillmaster is happy with tonight, so he's referring to himself in the third person. Jack Mayfield is our savior, Chase says. And you know what? He came through tonight. I had no faith in this offense because, again, you saw earlier in the game, I try to take the positives out of this game, but when you talk about the overall game in general, there was too many men left on base again. Too many times, again, you had a lead runner at second, and the Angels did absolutely nothing. No productive outs, just popped it up, strikeout or ground out. It was pretty pathetic. So until Mayfield reached down and pulled that ball into the left field pavilion, this was going to be a 2-0 loss. And the fact that he hit a home run was very awesome to see because I wasn't expecting that at all. Chris Swanky says, offense was dry, pitching was okay, none of the less. Win is a win, and we needed to take it. Exactly. Tonight we are in it to win it, Grillmaster says. Let's see. Nats fan says, Spanky, way to go. I knew he would be a good addition. Mayfield, great tonight, too. And Spanky referring to Adam Eaton. That's a former National, which Nats fan checks in with. And, yes, she did call it. She was saying he's going to be a good hitter, good outfielder, maybe resurrect his career a bit after having a poor season so far. But, hey, he came through. Nick says DFA, the rally monkey. There you go. If we're going to do that, we got to put Rally Chris in his spot or her spot, whatever it is. Dugout Tots says, Adam Eaton was hustling out there. It was good to see that for a change. And maybe, just maybe, Dugout, he can rub off on some of these other players and get them to freaking play their asses off too. Got to recognize that hustle. Absolutely. That was great for him falling down and throwing an absolute bullet to second base. And what about that play earlier in the game where Stassi got almost knocked out for his 10th concussion of the year, it seems, at home plate, where the ball was in the dude's glove for about 3 to 5 seconds before it fell out, and they were trying to call him safe. And that would have been dumb had they went to the replay. And then you got our boy over there, Simba, trying to carry the base runner back to the home plate. It's like there's all sorts of outs right there. But I'm still mad at the team, LOL. Dugout, I'm right there with you. Grillmaster says, we're 1-0 in the last one game. Nathan checks in with, we won a game? What a miracle! In all caps. Yvette says, congrats, Heaney, you get 10 stars. Shocker. Nats fan says, at this point, win is a win. I'm happy. Never thought I'd see a W again, Manny says. After so many games of just dry, pathetic offense, which the offense didn't turn it around tonight either, it's starting to scare me that we're not seeing any production out of Walsh, really, other than that one hit he had. He looks very uninspired in the batter's box. And then freaking Ohtani is swinging at some garbage. And I'm guessing my biggest fear and some of your biggest fears is coming true. He did do a little too much in that freaking home run derby. And, again, when Trout says I don't want to go to a home run derby, I'm with him 100%. I just wish Ohtani wouldn't have bowed to all the international pub, because Major League Baseball knew exactly what they were getting when they got him in the All-Star game plus the Home Run Derby. Ratings galore. And unfortunately, that kind of hurts his swing right now, because if you've seen, he's swinging, his hat's almost falling off. He's out of control a little bit. He's got to get back into being relaxed in the box. He's just not that way right now. Andrew Heaney and not sucking are a rare combination, but we just witnessed it, Grillmaster. It's sort of like when lightning strikes in snow. It's that freaking rare. Don Hammond says, I'm not impressed at all. We're not looking good. I'm right there with you. Let's see. Rally Chris checks in with Oakland and Seattle are tied at 0. I think Cleveland lost to Tampa. Lewis714 says, who we won? We won? Wow. Don Hammond says, home run derby completely messed up Ohtani. I get you right there, dude. Back from the Bay Area, Oakland Coliseum is a dump. Jaime says he's gone up there a couple times, and he can tell you from first-hand experience that I don't think the A's are going to miss that stadium. The fans will, because they're going to not have their team, but I don't think the players will. Just got on. What did I miss? You just missed some of the talk about Heaney actually getting the job done, but we're still not anywhere close to having any faith in him. Thomas says we can't get happy because we lose the next game. That's true. We can't get on any kind of streak, so they have to prove it to us, and we do have a tough game coming up here with Barrios, so that's going to be really tough. I was very surprised they were able to get a win here with Maeda. Maeda has usually a good track record against us, so a win's a win, like you said. But, yeah, we got to clean up against the Twins. But, again, I'm just one day at a time. I'm not even looking ahead anymore. He's still not good and needs to go 100%. Absolutely. Ace says, I hope this game increases the Heaney trade stock. Hayes, I'm right there with you. If we can make some phone calls to entice some of these teams, let's do it. Michael Gibby says Jack Mayfield wants Rendon's spot. 2 home runs in the last few games. Dude, at this point, I'd give it to him. Nancy says, hi, Todd. Fun game tonight. Yes, it was. It was a nail-biter, no buttercup. Cleveland had a buttercup game tonight, 4-2 in the 9th inning, then lost 5-4. Good. We need teams like that to lose ahead of us. Yvette says Heaney got his butt saved by Eaton and Max. Yes, he did. Jay Bruce says a win's a win. Got to start somewhere. Adam Eaton, baby. Great game-saving defense in the 8th inning. Yes, sir. Fernando says I will say I called today's game. Agree with Heaney struggling overall and still not earning a credible title or a credible win. Yes, Todd, totally agree with you. Thank you, Matt. New rule, DFA ace from trivia and bingo. Nathan says this did not even feel like a game we should have won. Offense is still dead, and that's sad, Nathan, because that is the truth. The hitting is still bad. You still get guys at second base, and there's just out there reading a book. They can't go nowhere. They're not being advanced. There's not any hitting the other way. It's terrible. It is really terrible. Let's see. Also, we got I like the realist attitudes from the fans lately. Yes, I do too. Just remember this comment, Angels going on a nice winning streak right there. Rally Chris is checking in with that. Grillmaster says Mayfield for MVP, DFA Rendon till he gets over the erectile dysfunction. Whatever it is, erectile dysfunction, whatever it is, he's been terrible. Nancy says, but our defense was awesome in the outfield. Yes, it was. It looked good all night, including a very nice cash out there by Marsh on a ball that I thought was going to go over his head. Angel's grandma checks in with, I think Ohtani needs to skip the home run derby next year because it definitely is not himself. I have never seen him strike out as much as he's doing right now. You know what he's doing, though, Angel's grandma? He's kind of regressing to the way he was swinging towards the end of the COVID season last year, the exhibition that didn't count. He struck out a lot. He seemed to be too happy on his tippy toes, and he's doing it again. He's not. He's getting fooled by a lot of pitches outside. They're not even going inside on him anymore, and he's swinging at stuff on the outside. The way he's got to hurt him is going the other way. If he adjusts his swing instead of trying to pull the ball, maybe those balls start getting out into left field. Yvette says Eaton did what he had to, what he was signed up for to do. Captain Jack, I was shocked. Angels should replace Rendon with Mayfield, Ohtani, and Walsh. Not doing shit, not a good sign. Don says yes, that is true. The middle of that order. Trotter here says, did you see Simmons try to help the runner up, picking him up? Yeah, that was his best contribution of the night besides popping up like he usually did with the Angels. But yes, he grabbed the base runner and tried to put him on there. That is clear interference. So even even if the umps were trying to screw us, New York would have had to just reverse the call just for that. Jaime says, people in Oakland were calling Ohtani overrated, but a few people told me that Trout is the GOAT and they love having him injured. Well, you know what? That makes sense because Trout's the only guy that would kill him. And imagine him and Ohtani with Ohtani's swing back to normal, killing the ball. And overrated, look, we had Jeff Fletcher, like I said, the interview, and Jeff Fletcher says right now the best player on the team, if he was starting a baseball player or a team over right now and had to draft, he would go Trout number one. He still believes he's the best player in the league, better than Tatis, better than all these guys. Had he not been injured this season, he'd have Trout-like numbers. You don't have to worry about his numbers sagging at all, ever. And then, he's already a future Hall of Famer. Then Ohtani, a lot of people like to say that he's a GOAT too, but he's got to do this for more than 1 year. So with that, I do agree. I do agree that if Ohtani gives you another year like this next year, obviously he's on his way to a Hall of Fame career if he continues at the pace he's going. But doing it for 1 year is a little kind of a little scary, and I don't want to throw everything on him. And plus, I don't want to anoint him before he gets anointed. You know what I mean? So let's see what happens with him. And I still think he's got to fix his swing. 34 home runs to lead the league. He should have a couple more right now, but he's just been terrible. What happened to the Rally Rock? I have no idea. Grillmaster says the play at the plate reminded me of Marsnick and Jonathan LaCroix in 2018. That was a violent collision, though, with LaCroix. That was really, really violent. Ohtani is swinging at nothing tonight. Must be a Jeremy Reed thing. That could be. Chase says, let's see, what do you call it? No, Rally Chris says, speaking of Reed Detmers, wink, wink, maybe next interview, wink, wink. That could be. I have to publicly apologize, Courtney says. Courtney, and if you listen to the episode me, Fernando, and Courtney did the other night about the recap on the A's series, and then we talked about this Twins series, the only one that actually came in with a victory, counting this one as a victory, was Fernando, so I give him his props. But me and Courtney were doing all kinds of Heaney slander, and we called this one a loss. So, yeah, exactly. So that's why she's apologizing. And you know what? That reminds me to apologize and eat crow. Jack Mayfield is unreal, Jack Sports says. Jaime says, Courtney, great job on the podcast. I listened to it on my way on the drive and enjoyed it. The drive down from Oakland. Chase says, I'd be down for a trade for Maeda. I would be too, actually. Heaney for DeGrom. Fair, I think so. Nathan says, yeah, I think that's fair. Even the video game would tell you that you're an idiot if you try to pull that trade. If you tried to do that on the show, it'd be like, no. Jay Bruce says, really hope Perry extends Iglesias ASAP, looking to next season and beyond. He needs to be a key piece in the bullpen. Dude, and Nathan agrees with you, Jay Bruce, because that guy is nails. And again, when we first got him, they misused him because they felt that like they could use him in any situation. And it really comes down to, if you put him in a closing situation, he's just nails. He is. I mean, he's going to blow his games, but he's not going to do it like our blow pen. No pitcher is ever perfect. You're going to blow. So even Frankie Rodriguez in that year where he had 57 saves, he had 5 or 6 blown saves. It happens. But you want a high percentage of like at least high 80s to early 90% of save situations. And I believe that's what Iglesias can give you. But you got to give him the opportunities to do that. And if he is racking up 30, 40 saves, we're a good team. We're a winning team. So I'm hoping that he does return. I don't want to see his team without him in a Myers situation back there again. I just think that would be a loss on our part if we do not have him back there. And, Ross Steele is who we're talking about. And Grillmaster agrees. At Matt Bedingo, Courtney says, on the podcast last night, I said that Heaney was going to give up a home run. Yeah, and take the loss. So we both were wrong on that one. Let's see. Nathan says, the other Jose is ass, so he doesn't like the shortstop. Matt Bedingo says, oh, yeah, I remember that. Funny thing is that I believed you. Nathan says, it is not even Ohtani. It's Stassi and Walsh. All of them are off. They have to get their asses back. Exactly. Don Hammond says, Angel's grandma. It's right. Ohtani doesn't need to be in the Derby. We know that he can hit home runs. It's a pointless contest, in my opinion. Leave it alone. I agree, Don. That is again, we can go back to when Garrett Anderson won it in freaking Comiskey Park. If you remember that year, he had something like 23, 24 home runs at the break, and then I think he finished with only like 7 in the second half or something like that. I mean, he was on a pace to hit the most home runs in his career. And he slumped big time in the second half. So, yeah, I don't want to see that. Angels Twitter replied back to us. Halos in the infield. Love Courtney said that she should be a regular on the show. Courtney's getting a lot of love about the podcast. And if you haven't heard the podcast, if you haven't heard me and Fernando, we're pretty good on our own. But you add Courtney to it, and it's a whole nother mix, and it's even better. So I'm a little cocky when it comes to that, and I'll say we do a good job. But Courtney's definitely adding some good spice in there, and she knows what she's talking about. So if you haven't had a listen, I suggest you have a listen because it's pretty damn good. Jaime says, Madden was just asked what was different about Heaney today, and Madden said that his fastball started to do his fastball thing tonight. What does that mean? That means he's not overthrowing it. It's not going on the outside corner like 5 feet ahead of your head. He's got control of it. It's hitting the strike zone. And when his fastball is on, I'm telling you, he's a good pitcher. But if his fastball is not there and he has to rely on that get-me-over slider, the curveball, he's very hittable because the slider starts missing when the fastball is not there. The curveball is not it's not intimidating at all because if you're not landing your 95-mile-per-hour fastball and you're trying to throw a curveball up there and they could see it coming, it's going to be gone every time. So when he has good games, his fastball is usually on. Let's see. Ryan says 1 because we only use 2 pitchers. Let's go. Well, 3 counting Myers. DFA Walsh. Come on now, Grillmaster. A says, I say we move Ohtani or Walsh to the 9th spot in the batting order. That spot is good for fastballs. Yeah, that's true. You're going to see some pitches down in that part of the order. Keep the slander going to the players will be better. Exactly. We got to keep making fun of these guys. Yvette says, why did Joe pop up in the third or Jay up? Why did he put up in the 3rd inning instead of the 9th? I have no idea. They're trying to just get the power. Well, I think it's Ohtani left-handed. Then you want a right-handed bat. And then it's going to be a left-handed with Walsh. I think that's eventually going to be Trout's spot 3rd again. So that's what you want. You want righty, lefty, righty. So that way it messes up what they can do later in the games with a bullpen switch and whatnot. Grillmaster says, so I did predict on my video the Angels to win this game surprisingly, and I was right. Tonight the score was 3-2. I predicted it was going to predicted that score for Game 4, so we can say that I got one prediction right. Well, you got that. Trouter here says, I just saw Heaney smile on the post-game interview. He can smile? That's breaking freaking news, dude. I didn't know he had any other expression except because that's what he gives us on a daily basis. Later, Todd, everyone going to watch Big Brother. Do your thing, Matt Bedingo. Juan says, Randy and I were predicting Heaney giving up at least 4 runs, LOL. You know what? I was actually thinking the same thing. I was thinking this dude, when he had 45 pitches in the 2nd inning, I was like, yeah, he's not going for more than 4. So he shocked me that he settled down and he started to get 11, 12 in a row. So that was pretty good. I'll give him credit right there. Love the location. Heaney threw the 4-seam fastball high and gets the batters chasing. Yeah, when it's right there in the strike zone and it's still a little bit high, but it's right there on the freaking zone, on the corner of the strike zone. That is a hard pitch to lay off, and it fools you every time because it could rise above the strike zone or it could dip. So as a batter, when you're seeing a pitch like that and it looks like it's in your kill zone, but it's really not, and then you have to make that split-second decision to swing at it. Yeah, that could definitely mess with your head, and you could actually be chasing a lot more than what you're actually what we should be. Jaime says, Todd, what is your ideal lineup once everyone is healthy? I said it before. I would love to now that Fletcher's hitting again, I would have him lead off again. I would have a number 2 Upton behind him, and then I would go with Ohtani 3, Trout 4, Walsh 5, and then Rendon 6, Stassi 7, and then you go Iglesias and then Marsh at 9. I would have gone Lagares or Fowler. Obviously, those are different from now, but I like Marsh playing every day, and I would like for him to either take over, right or left field, depending on what they want to do with Upton. And obviously, you have Trout in center, but having Marsh with no pressure on him in the 9 spot, and then just say, hey, go up there, spray the ball. If we need you to bunt to the left side, try to beat it out. You got speed. Go to left field. Just slap the ball. Don't try to hit exactly what his approach has been right now. Do that. And just if I tweak anything, he's a little too aggressive. Just try to have him, get in his head a little bit to be a little bit more wary of the count And I think he's turning into a nice little player. And I think having him at 9, if he's able to get on with a walk or a single, and then you flip the lineup over with 2 other guys who are kind of patient, working the pitches with a Fletcher and an Upton before you get to the big bats, that could be pretty dangerous. But again, we have not seen a healthy lineup all season, so we have to see what we go from there. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the lineup. Yvette says Heaney has emotions. She's even shocked. Heaney probably smiling because he's going to get traded. Could be. Heaney has teeth, Charlie. I didn't know that either. I really didn't. He could have chiclets in there, and I wouldn't have known. Grillmaster says Raciel is the good-looking Iglesias? Oh, geez. Now we're getting into looks. Nathan says Heaney arguing with the ump and then getting calls the rest of the game was amazing. It's crazy what happens when these pitchers actually do talk to the umpires. You know, sometimes they'll go out of line and they'll say something and the umpire will get all stupid and self-righteous and throw them pretty early. Or you'll get someone like Scherzer or Cole or Kershaw or Buehler or one of these guys that's not afraid to say something if he's not getting the corners, and the umpires actually bow to them after a while because of their reputation and their resume. So I don't know what umpire, if he didn't know that Heaney does not have a resume at all, but whatever he said, I mean, it may have gotten his head to where he started getting some corner calls. So good on freaking Heaney actually speaking up for once. I can see Heaney getting traded to the Dodgers. They do need a pitcher, that's for sure. Courtney says pitch count was getting dangerously high for me, liking early on, but I have to admit Heaney pulled it together. Yes, he did. You're absolutely right. James says put Upton back in the leadoff. It must be a mental thing for him to lead off, and it could be. Jaime says Langston said on the radio that he likes Upton first, Fletcher second, Trout third, Ohtani 4. What do you think about that? That could work too. I mean, look, if it's not broke, don't fix it, right? And Upton wasn't broke until he got broke himself. His swing and everything else, his approach to the lineup was great. He was actually rubbing off on other players. So, yeah, I mean, look, homeboy had a great streak. I ain't gonna, he brought his average all the way up, Fletcher. But I'd say you give him at least a couple games. Let's see what Upton can do. Maybe they're just gonna test him out and see if he can get a couple hits and then move him back down. But there's definitely some options. So I have to agree with what Langston said, Jaime. Grillmaster says that has to be the first time Heaney smiles. Finally, emotion. And how many years have we had Heaney? And that's the first time he smiled. Chris Swanky, I didn't even notice Heaney smile. Kind of glad I didn't. We need coaching, Yvette says. Grillmaster says tonight's home plate umpire was Phil Cuzzy. Reputation is known as being bad ump, not the best strike zone. Boy, there's a lot of umpires with that reputation. Umpire probably says, I squeezed you, kid. Grillmaster says, put Ohtani at the bottom of the lineup, and now because he's sucking at the plate, bat him 6. Wow. Upton hit the ball hard today, though, Chase says. Juan says, watch Heaney going to the Dodgers and getting a Cy Young. I'm telling you, I've seen it so many goddamn times with pitchers on their last leg, and they go over there, and they're just all of a sudden they pitch their ass off. I mean, they had Rich Honeycutt for years. I used to preach to the Angels, if you're going to go out and spend money on a manager/coach or just a coach in general for a position that you need, since Ron Renicky left, since I forget our other pitch. No, Renicky was a bench coach, I believe. Bud Black. Since Bud Black left, we haven't had a reputable pitching coach. I never really liked Mike Butcher. He was okay, but I'm telling you, there's something to a pitching coach that knows how to get in the minds of these pitchers and get the most out of them. We haven't had someone like that since Bud Black. Rich Honeycutt was there for the Dodgers forever. He went when other managers were hired and fired, they always kept Honeycutt. They weren't stupid because he was a freaking pitcher whisperer. He knew how to turn trash into gold. And I think you need a pitch. Some people say, well, coaching's overrated, and it's not. If the Angels had one really, really good pitching coach or hitting coach to go instead of 3 mediocre guys who barely know how to use a tablet, if you had one good hitting coach with a reputation of either being in the league, say for instance the Angels hired Yadier Molina to be the hitting coach, you don't think that these players would pay attention to anything he said? Anything he said. If he said, hey, you know what, I like using solo cups instead of glass cups for my water, everyone would use a solo cup. And if he preaches a Hall of Fame career to these guys and tells them how to be an efficient professional, and to not only make money in this league, but be elite in this league. You don't think these guys would listen to people like that? That's who you want in place, and they don't have that in place. So I think that's what's a failure on this squad as well. Madden did not put together the best staff. He did not get reputable guys that you're going to sit there and listen. Let's just say Mike Trout decides to have an epiphany one day and say, you know what, I'm going to take all these young guys under my wing, and I'm going to tell them how it is to get to my level or what it takes to become Mike Trout and show them my work ethic. You don't think these guys would start working out with him every day? You don't think that these guys would be following his lead if he took the leadership really seriously? That's my whole point with this thing. That's the kind of people you need in place. If it's not going to come from the players, you got to get coaches that are going to take the lead and make the players follow them by their example and by their resume. And we don't have that yet. And until we have that, I think that's going to suffer no matter who we put out on the field to hit or to pitch. And I just feel that if we had the coaching in place, you watch this bullpen not be the blowpen. You watch this lineup not buttercup the shit out of games. You watch just the fact that this team would actually come together. That's just my take on it. I may be wrong, but that's how I feel about it. I think coaching comes a long way and can make a big difference. Let's see, a few more comments here. Nathan says, Trout coming back soon. Sheesh. Hopefully it's not the end of Rocky season or Rocky series if one after that. Grillmaster says, who would we get in return for Heaney if he goes to fake L.A.? If he goes to Brooklyn, again, just give us some autographed baseballs by Albert Pujols. I'll take that. Just take him, dude. I mean, I'll buy him a jersey. I'll make him a jersey, a Heaney Dodger jersey. Take him. I don't want him. I'm so done with him. Jaime says, are there more bingo numbers or is it over? It was over. Ace got the victory, but we're going to restart another one. And I'll give you, I'll tell you when it's going to start. It may start this weekend. I'll make an announcement, Jaime. And then as many people want to get in on it, go for it. And we'll have I'll send you guys do the same thing. DM me and we will send you new cards to start over the game. Don Hammond says, Heaney over there cursing in the press conference. Wow. What the hell is he on? Grillmaster says, Mike butchered his opportunity as coach right there. I get it. Perry is going to want his own guys. Just you wait and see. I'm with you, Jaime. I don't know if you saw what I put out there on the page with him talking about character. It was a very short clip of Perry Messian saying, we drafted these players not just because of talent, but because of character. And we felt that matched the Angels' mold. And I got out of that is the Angels are trying to establish their own way of doing things, such as an Oakland Athletics. I think that's highly encouraging. And I also feel that any trash that Perry says, hey, needs to be taken out, will be taken out this offseason. And yes, I think Jaime, he's going to get his own guys. That's why I'm 50-50 if Madden returns, because I know we'd all like to see him come back at times. We'd all like to see him fired at times. We're sort of on the fence too. But then again, Madden wasn't his hire. Maybe, just maybe, he has someone else in mind. And if he does, he's going to cut Madden. I'm just telling you, be prepared for that. Chase says, I don't think you have standing ground for the he shouldn't be a coach because he doesn't know how to use a tablet. Dick Comet right there by Chase. Woo! Dick Comet. Yeah, he's been making fun of me. If you guys don't know, Chase is on this team, and he's doing a hell of a job with the weekly roundup. So let me praise him before I trash him right now, because he totally just trashed me right now, because he is also the guy who saves my ass so many times when I have computer issues. And I had a brain fart today. It was a very simple fix that I thought was huge, and he fixed it real easy and made me feel dumb. So, okay, I'll give you this. You win this round, Chase. The next one is mine. Chris Swanky says, how are we feeling about the deadline, Todd? Such a crucial part of the season to show that we can flip a switch in order to show we can get that we're either buying or selling. Here's what we got to do, and it's easy as what we said before the Seattle series and before the last Oakland series. You got to win the majority of the games. You got to win the series, and you got to creep back into it. I don't know what's going to happen by night's end. We could still be 7.5 out, or Seattle can do us a solid at the same time hurting us, because they get closer to Oakland with a win, we'll gain a game. If they lose, we tie. We're kind of effed either way. And that's all on us. That's all on the Angels. So they just got to keep winning and try to stay as close as they possibly can before the deadline in a couple weeks. Or, about that. Because if they don't, then, yeah, we will be sellers. Or it could just come down to something to where we're getting players for next year. So that could be a possibility too. Rendon Memes checks in. Yeah, you got to get your boy on the field, Rendon Memes. I need a video of emotional Heaney. I don't believe this until I see it exist. If anyone has it, please send it to us, and I will post it. Tickets for the first Toronto versus LA doubleheader on August 10th are now on sale. Good looking out, Ace. If you've never gone to a doubleheader, I went to my first doubleheader ever against the Twins, and that was really fun. I think it was against Twins, but they did that doubleheader on the supposed day off. It was fun. They split that two-gamer. But to see Vlad Guerrero Jr. and the rest of that high-flying Toronto team at Anaheim Stadium for a doubleheader, fans, go out and get your tickets. It's going to be nice. I'm going to try to get down there for that one, too. Good looking out, Ace. That is a good series. That'll pop up right before that Houston series, which the tailgate. Don't forget about the tailgate. August 14th, a combined tailgate for not only Calling All Angels group, not only for Halos Nation group, but for our group as well. So there's going to be food, games, raffles. It's going to be fun and music. Bring the family. It's going to be cool. And if you have any kind of food or you want to surprise someone with a dish that you know that only you know is good, but you want everyone else to know that you're a good cook, bring it down. It's a potluck. Bring a side, bring a drink, bring whatever. It's going to be fun. It's for Angel fans to get along and have a good time and associate and talk Angels baseball and hopefully make fun of the Astros as we're there. A Grillmaster says, I want a good pitcher at the deadline for the White Price. Oh, God. Stop it, Chase. Tickets are half price for the second game on August 10th. Good looking out again. The Angels' grandma says, I'm not on the fence. I want Madden fired. Whoa! That's an aggressive take for Angel's grandma. But, hey, we all have our takes on that. And you know what? It is what it is. If you don't like them, you don't like them. I would like a disciplinarian to come in there other than a guy who's just a player's coach. I think we need someone to really get these guys motivated and also kick their ass if they're not doing their job. So I'm right there with you. Todd equals what emoji? Shut up, man. Improper etiquette when meeting the queen. Pull this. Oh, jeez. Chris Mikey says, Heaney said, oh, you guys want character in here. Yeah, all of a sudden he gets it, right? All of a sudden. Heaney is a... Heaney for a piece of gum. Nathan says, I would take those old pieces of gum that would come in the old Topps baseball cards bags. The stick of gum that's like it's got like sprayed sugar on it and it's like hard as a rock, so it like breaks into pieces. It's like a piece of gum, but it's like glass. Yeah, I would take that for freaking Heaney. Give me like 10 rolls of that, or that striped gum with a zebra on it that has like 2 seconds of flavor. Give me a whole pack of that, and you could have Heaney. Are you guys making a live from the tailgate? Yes, we are, Juan. We will have a live video going on there. We might actually do a show, a remote, because I have a huge portable system to go to that if we want to do that. I would want to make a big batch of guacamole and bring some. Absolutely, dude. The prices of freaking avocados are almost the prices of gas. So, yes, if you want to make some guacamole, go for it, man. But it might set you back. Even you, which you blocked me, no, wouldn't. Grillmaster kickback. Chris Swanky says, Heaney for a bucket of gum, but none of the big league chew. That's too good of gum for him. Yes, it is. A 43-run game just happened. A 43-run game happened? Which game was that? That's pretty crazy. That's a lot of runs. Hopefully it's not 43-0. Hopefully it's like a 20-something to 20. That'd be pretty cool. But that should get us going on this show for today. I just want to, let's see, Chris Flexen is pitching for Seattle. It's 1-0 Oakland in that game. Flexen. All right, so let's see. Hold on. I don't know. Notification came through my MLB app. It's probably like a minor league game or whatever. But, yeah, again, keep that in mind, people. What Ace said, the doubleheader on the 10th. Keep in mind, August 14th, under the halo over there in the, I guess you would say it's a right field parking lot. Yeah, we're going to be right there. There should be a big banner. It's going to be really cool. You're going to meet a lot of good people. I hope you meet the other people from the other. I know a lot of people in Halo Nation. I know a few people in Calling All Angels. But Halo Nation's like a group that I originally was with. So they're really, really cool people. And there's going to be a DJ there. We're going to have our music. There might be some corn. I think they bring cornhole. We're going to have, like I said, raffling off some jerseys. So it'll be really, really cool for you guys to come out and have a good time and really enjoy the spirit. Even if the Angels are having trouble at that time, please come out and get your tickets. We're going to be going against the Astros. And even if you can't get tickets for that game, a lot of people have done it, and I've even done it in the past when it's sold out. I still go down there for the tailgate, kick it in the parking lot. It goes from 12 to 6 before we start wrapping up. Before, we want to wrap up about 20, 30 minutes before they start doing the opening intros, and then people start going in. So we usually like to end it around 6. So we get there as early as 12, leave at 6 into the game if you're going to go. So it should be fun. We want to see as many of you out there as possible. We're going to start up the bingo to give away yet another jersey, 60th anniversary jersey. We're going to have quite a few of those to give away at August 14th at the game as well. So, again, there's a lot of cool things coming. Please check out the podcast, like and subscribe there if you can. Check out the YouTube channel. Any kind of games that we ever do, if we're doing the bingo again, which we will, if you miss it, you can catch the replays on IGTV for James's awesome pregame show. And then for us, everything else goes to YouTube, so you can catch all the podcasts over there and check out all the shows, and all the replays of everything goes over there. So, again, a lot of cool content. We're growing this together with your help, and we really appreciate it. Big win tonight. Let's see if hold on, a couple more comments real quick. Nathan says, have a good night, man. Heaney for the urinals in the Oakland Coliseum. Hey, those might actually look good in Anaheim Stadium, Chase. What I miss, LOL. You're coming in late. Fast Times. Randy, by the way, check out Fast Times, his page. Like and subscribe, or follow his page. I don't know why I said like and subscribe. Follow his page because Homeboy makes some really cool Angel stuff, and he's behind all the genius stuff for Redbubble and all the merchandise, all the cool shirts that you've seen, and all the logos, including the one behind me, is all Randy creation. Nats fan says, have a great night, everyone. See you tomorrow. Have a good night out there in Washington. Cornhole, I accept this challenge. Courtney says, oh, hell yeah. So she could play softball and cornhole? Good God. And look, her boyfriend's a Dodger fan. I mean, come on, dude. Talk about him getting lucky, right? Jeez, man. And me and Fernando told her, look, he might be a great guy. We're not going to say he's not. But the fact that you're overlooking that he's a Dodger fan, that's even more brownie points on her. You know what I mean? So yeah. Grillmaster says check out his channel. Nats fan wants to come to the thing. I hope one day you can come out this way, Nats fan. You're not coming. Yeah, she's on the East Coast, bro. It'd be hard for her. And Drizzle says, what did you think of Heaney? Sorry, I'm late. Heaney got super, super lucky. Even a blind squirrel can find a nut. That's my rap on him. Not unless you will send me a plane ticket. Right there, Yvette says there's a 43-run game. I checked. I saw nothing. Oh, and then right there, let's see. Do you all have good prices for the merch? Yeah, it's pretty good. 22-21 in lower A baseball. God damn. I thought our pitching was bad. Juan, one day, dude, we will hook up, dude. I hope you come down here, or I can make it out to Toronto, because I would love to see a game in Toronto. Ryan Kissick joins in late, too, says great win. Yes, it was a good win tonight. And, yes, check out Randy's page. Juan, one day, though, man, one day we'll have a big tailgate and we could bring everyone together. But for Todd Fox and everyone on this page,